What's up, guys? Ryan here again. Another Think, Learn, and Be Vulnerable vlog. and Today I want to talk about exercise bikes. Um, so it's been really cold, and I've been trying to make sure that I work out. And up until this point, I had been going for walks. I'd get up in the morning, usually around 8 o'clock, 8:30. And walk for somewhere between 40 minutes and an hour, approximately. And adding a minute every day. So originally I started off 10 minutes and then went to 11, went to 12, went to 13, and eventually worked my way up to 40 minutes. And then sometimes I'll be really feeling it and I'll just keep walking more. And that was fine in the summer. That was fine in September. But it turns out that winter was kind of like the Scottish people in Braveheart, where they're just hold, 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 now! So it was 80, 90 degrees, and all of a sudden it was 40. And I was not prepared for that. I thought it would be a little bit more gradual. Turns out it was wrong. Turns out it's fucking freezing. And I have had an exercise bike sitting in the corner of my room. Can't really see it right now, but for a couple of years. And of course, it has several jackets on it and a blanket on it and, laundry basket on it. And basically, it became a large, somewhat mobile coat hanger. And, there was a period of about 2 weeks where I was just like, it's too cold to go out. I'm not going to work out. It's too cold to go out. I'm not going to work out. And then I'd stay inside and I'd eat. And I'd be like, oh, it's so cold. I'll just get delivery. And like, have somebody bring me food. And, end up gaining 5 or 6 pounds or something like that. But I'd been so good and I'd lost a good significant amount of weight that I'd put on earlier. And I go through these cycles, I'm good for a couple of weeks and then I'm bad for a week. And then I'm good for a couple of weeks and bad for a week. And I realized, I was like, all I got to do is spend 5 minutes, literally it was 5 minutes, cleaning some things up, moving some things around. And now I have a fully functioning, ready to go exercise bike that I can use in my room. And it really didn't require that much work. So why in the world did it sit there for so long not being used? When I had the tool right there. I had something right there. And it made me realize, like, that was a perfect freaking metaphor for so many things that are beneficial in one's life. Like, most people, if they want to be happy and they want to improve themselves, already have all the tools that they need. They typically already have drive. They typically already have motivation. They typically already have desire. But the problem is it's buried under all this other stuff, all this other crap. And then when you look at it from the outside, you might have desire and motivation, but you don't have the self-confidence. You don't have the self-esteem. You don't have the sense of self-worth that would say this is worth going for and this is worth doing. A lot of times you're like, oh, I wish I had more money. It's like, well, you have the intelligence to make more money and you have the internet. There's lots of things that you can do, but like you have to sit down and really push yourself to make that happen, and realize too, like when you have these opportunities to do these things, all you have to do is educate yourself. But that's harder than it, it's easier said than done. And a lot of people too have like personal issues, things that have happened in their past that are holding them back, abuse, like I said, lack of self-confidence, weird ways of thinking. And what it made me realize is the way that we look at therapy needs to change. Because I firmly believe that therapy doesn't fix things per se. What it does is it changes the way that you're looking at yourself and the way that you're thinking about yourself and the world and your perception. There's an exercise bike under there. There is the tool that I need to lose that weight and to keep it off and to maintain good cardiovascular health. Because let's face it, it's very easy to sit on your ass all day in a pandemic. It's there. And so what I firmly believe is that therapy, it's not the only thing it's doing, but one of the best things that it does is it takes those piles of clothes off the exercise bike that is your mind and that is your heart. And if we start thinking about therapy in that way, if we start thinking, instead of it being like, I'm broken, I'm messed up, and I just absolutely need help, and there's so many things wrong with me that it'll never be fixed. Instead of just thinking like, you know what? I am worth it. I do have a lot of good in me. And therapy can just help me change my perception, can just help me look at things in a better way, can help me take those clothes off, you know? And instead of looking at what appears to be a big pile of clothes and as a monument to weight loss failure, you take the clothes off and you're like, look, it's actually a tool to help me get to where I want to be. And that's what therapy is. It's a tool to help you get to where you want to be. You know, we need to start removing the stigma around it. Perfectly healthy people should go to therapy too. Think of it like a tune-up. Think of it like, Tiger Woods hiring a golf swing coach. You think he doesn't know how to swing a golf club? Of course he does. But he wants to get better. That's what therapy can be. That's what life coaching and relationship coaching, can be. It's just a way to improve you. We all need improvement, And so, learn to be vulnerable. Well, I think the thing that would be good to think about is our perceptions. Like, are we perceiving things about ourselves and things about the world in a way that's constructive? Or are we perceiving them as pulling us down and holding us down? And what can we learn? Well, we need to learn that are we really doing everything we can to be positive in our lives? Are all the things that we're doing, are they positive things? We need to learn that the way that we are looking at things may not be the most constructive thing for us. And we got to go about fixing that. The more constructive, positive things that you have in your life, and the more ways that you view things as positive and constructive, the better. And then last but not least, vulnerable. We could all use some therapy. We could all use some help. We could all use some tweaking, But we all have those tools. We really do. All of us have the ability to make those changes. We just got to do it. And we have to start viewing things in our lives as positives. And if we can keep up a positive attitude, you'd be surprised how much things can change. Just looking at the world and looking at yourself and your world in a positive way, man, it changes almost everything. How are you going to get ahead when you feel like you can never get ahead? You get ahead because you have to believe, I can get ahead. I am worth getting ahead. And this work and time that I put in is going to be worth it. The payoff is there and it's worth going after. So, guys, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Have a good day.